Hey Swifties! Welcome to a brand new episode of Swifty School, where together we walk Clown Amelia Street covering the latest news and Easter eggs from our fearless leader, Taylor Swift. I'm your host, Reagan Bailey, and it is enchanting to have you here. Now that we're out of the woods, let's get into today's episode.
It's another great day to be alive at the same time as Taylor Swift. We are back, baby. It's Eras Tour return week, and I am just quaking in my boots with excitement. Cannot wait to talk all things Eras Tour Paris with you today, and of course, a little Met Gala recap. But before we dive into today's episode, little reminder that this podcast is purely an expression of my thoughts and opinions surrounding all things Taylor Swift. While I would love to be affiliated with Taylor Swift and Taylor Nation, I am not. It is just me. For now. Just kidding. Anyways, let's get into today's episode. I have a lot to catch you guys up on. You guys know I was in Mexico for the past week-ish. We had a friend's wedding over there. Not too many Swiftivities to report on while I was there, which was great because I was a little nervous that mother was going to do something crazy and unhinged, but here we are. We survived. Nothing seemed to happen on May 3rd, which was a little bit of a bummer. I know that we were kind of hoping for maybe, I don't know, a music video or something since it was a fortnight since the album came out. I'm not overly shocked that nothing happened, but I do feel like Mother's been a little bit quiet. Do you guys feel that way? I feel like she's been a little bit quiet since, I guess, what last happened. All of the different things with the album, like the YouTube Shorts Challenge. She threw up a couple videos. I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys regarding, she uploaded a YouTube video, I think for the song Change from Debut. And it seems a little sus, but I do want to caution you from past experience. I do think her YouTube Taylor Nation team updates her YouTube quite frequently. They kind of do that a lot, it seems, where they'll refresh old videos and add a new cover photo or something, or rearrange the playlist. I don't really ever feel like it's panned out to mean anything. So just to give you a little cautionary tale there, but giving you a little bit more of an update before we talk about Met Gala. My mom's coming into town this week. So if you guys are interested, send me a message. Let me know if you want my mom to hop on the podcast with me. I like to say, most people in my life are Swiftie adjacent. Or Swifties by proxy, because if you were in my circle, then you are probably having to listen about Taylor Swift all the time. My mom has definitely gotten very much into all the Taylor Swift lore the past year or so. One of her good friends has a younger daughter, and they went to the Eras Tour, and so I know that they kind of clown a little bit and chat about theories and stuff, and my mom's really cute. Whenever she sees something on TikTok or Instagram, she'll send it my way and be like, oh, have you talked about this yet, or have you seen this? But I'm always having to give her the lowdown and the backstory on stuff because she is a little bit newer to Swiftum. I don't even know if my mom knows how to find a podcast, so maybe I'll teach her how to do that while she's here so she can tune into this. What a perfect way to do it. And shout out to all the moms out there. If you are supervising your child listening to this, thanks so much for sticking around, and hopefully you find this to be a little bit fun and enjoy learning about Taylor. Now, we've got a couple movie premieres going on this week, and I'm telling you this because part of my job as a content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call it, is I go to events around Los Angeles, around wherever, Coachella, etc., and I report on them for my audience. And a lot of brands will either pay me to do that or pay me in the experience to share back with my audience. And it's a great way for me to create content. But why I'm telling you that I'm going to a couple movie premieres this week is I am going to the Beatles Let It Be premiere. I'm saying premiere because this movie came out in 1970, I think, and it's kind of a remastered, reimagined version of it, and it's on Disney Plus. They just bought the rights to it, so I'm going to kind of the celebration premiere for that. By the time this episode comes out, I will have already gone, so make sure to head to my Instagram. But I'm telling you about this because we had been kind of clowning for a third album, which I'm still holding on hope, for Torture Poets Department, and the tie to that was two things. Shakira had a triple album, and she had the colors of those three albums were blue, green, and red, which tied back to a lot of the clues Taylor was giving us through a multitude of things over the past year. But the other tie to the triple album theory was the Beatles. And around the Maddie Healy era last year, early Eras Tour into the summer, Taylor had been seen wearing a Beatles shirt 3 different times, 3 different Beatles shirts. So it seemed a little weird. We typically know when she does stuff like that in repetition, she's pointing us to certain things. And the Beatles had a anthology. It was 3 different CDs, I believe, or it had 3 parts. I'm not remembering exactly, so don't quote me on that. But it had 3 parts. They literally have, I think it's an album called The Beatles Anthology. Literally the anthology is what it's called. So when Taylor dropped her anthology, people were like, anthologies historically are typically long. Like a lot of you messaged and said, if you Google anthologies, it's more like 50 to 90 songs or something like that. And obviously we know we only have 31. So people are like, oh, it's very likely that we would get a third album, maybe rounding out Torture Poets Department and kind of completing the anthology, if you will. So I will have my fingers on the pulse, ears to the ground tonight when I do attend that premiere. And of course, I will report back to you guys if I hear anything from the Disney Plus team or any murmurs around town. But I highly doubt anybody's going to be spilling the beans on anything Taylor related, because I'm sure anything Taylor related has the scariest NDA attached to it ever known to man. Now, in terms of some Taylor-related updates happening on her website, I am so jazzed because I was actually able to grab the ring that was a part of the original Torture Poets Department merch drop, which I found to be a little bit lackluster personally, but there was some jewelry associated with that, and really the only item that stuck out to me from that whole merch drop was the ring that was associated with it. It's just gold, and then it says TTPD on it. So that was restocked. There were quite a few items actually restocked. I would say about half the items from the Torture Poets Department drop are now back on the website. So if you're interested in that, definitely make sure to check that out. I have not posted about it, so I'm hoping you guys can go and get the items that you're interested in. I don't know why I said that. It's not like me posting about it's going to go sell at the website, but you know what I mean. I'm telling you first. There also was collection edition CD added to the website. I think the timing of this was a little odd. There is a timer associated with this collector's edition CD that seems to be running out on Wednesday morning, so right before Paris starts back up. And the only reason I thought that was maybe significant is perhaps something additional would be added to the website on Thursday once Paris happens. I don't know. Am I thinking too much into that? Probably. But what I did find cute about the collector's edition CD is that there are patches associated with it. And I mean patches as in like iron-on patches for your clothes. So that would be cute if you did get your hands on that black sort of utility jacket that was a part of the Torture Poets Department drop. I think they would look really cute patched or ironed or sewed onto that jacket, or maybe even the cardigan if you wanted to put it like kind of on your chest. Might be kind of fun, but someone did caution to not use an iron on the cardigan. I think they ruined their cardigan that way. Anywho, aside from Taylor's website, I am doing a fun little Swifty School bracelet project. So I figured for the rest of the tour, I was really inspired by the Traveling Eras Tour jacket. If you guys are familiar with Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, who am I? Sports girl now. He was the founder of the Dave's jacket. It's like a kind of like the sisterhood of traveling pants. He has this jacket that is a denim jacket. Someone painted the back of it with all the different eras, and they've been shipping it around to someone going to every single Eras Tour show on the tour. It's so cool. If you go to the Instagram, Dave's Eras jacket, I believe, you can go see the photos there. But I was inspired by that, and I didn't necessarily want to ship a friendship bracelet around the entire world because I figured A, it could get lost, B, it's just too tricky to coordinate. So what I'm doing instead is if you are attending an Eras Tour show or you were watching the Eras Tour film at home and you want to take a photo of a friendship bracelet that says Swifty School, you can also do the acronym for It's Another Great Day to Be Alive at the same time as Taylor Swift, which is going to take up a lot of your bracelet letters. So maybe do Swifty School instead, or just SS if you want to even shorten it even further. Take a picture of your bracelet in front of your Disney Plus streaming or at the Eras Tour show itself and tag Swifty School Podcast on Instagram, or send it to me, send it to the Instagram DMs, email it, swiftieschoolpod@gmail.com, so we can share it. And then we'll take photos and put them all together. You can do a video, photo, whatever you want, so that we could collage those all together and do something fun with all of our bracelets on social media. So anyways, that is that. Last update that I have for you before we dive into Met Gala, so many updates today, holy smokes, is that so many of you guys, you either ask for longer podcasts or you're like, hey, do more podcasts. And I'm like, listen, I'm a one-girl show and I don't make any money from this. So I'm doing the most and doing the least at the same time. What I do for you is over on Patreon, which if you have not joined the Patreon yet, I highly encourage you to. We have quite a few members now, which is so exciting. I host clown calls. These clown calls are the highlight of my month, truly. And now I am doing 2 clown calls a month. The clown calls are, we hop on them on Google Meet. It's completely free. You don't have to sign up for Google Meet or purchase anything on there. All you have to do is sign up for my Patreon. You get all sorts of other bonus things associated with your Patreon membership, like a bonus podcast episode, free downloads, group chats, discussion boards, Instagram story shout out here on the podcast, and access to me. Hi. But if you're interested, I have 2 calls coming up and they're perfect timing with the Paris shows. So we have one on Monday the 13th, right after Paris ends. And then we have one on Sunday the 19th. So if you're interested in joining either of those, make sure to check out the senior or sorority tier on Patreon. Okay, that is that. Let's talk about the Met Gala briefly because obviously Taylor wasn't there, but there were some of her friends there. Most importantly, let me just give you a little 411 on the Met Gala. The Met Gala is cool to me. Obviously, I love clothes and fashion, but I think it's cool for a number of reasons. It is a time where celebrities are able to express themselves purely however they want to. Obviously, there's a lot of politics involved in it. They might be associated with a brand or they might be, they're obviously trying to follow the theme, but for the most part, they can express themselves, which is cool. And I think celebrities are often pigeonholed into sort of their brand or whatever they're marketing or whatever project they're working on. So I like the aspect of that because you really get to learn a little bit more about people and how they like to express themselves. The real reason why I think it's really cool is it's really one of the most celebrated and talked about charitable events, I feel like, of the year. The Met Gala, contrary to popular belief, while it is like known as Fashion's Super Bowl or Fashion's Biggest Night, or, this gathering of the elites, it is also a ticketed event where celebrities have to pay upwards of $50,000+, or brands have to pay that in order to sponsor or send a celebrity there, or any sort of elite person there. And the money goes towards the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where the Met is held, and it's specifically for their Costume Institute. So if you're someone who is into the arts, I think this is really cool and a great cause. There's really no harm in it, in my opinion. But what I found really interesting, so Anna Wintour has been really the chairman, if you will, if we're talking in torture post department talk. She has been the chairman of the Met Gala, I believe, since 1996 or 1995, I believe, since the mid 90s. And she kind of revealed a little bit that she's a Swiftie yesterday. She had told someone that she was actually really inspired by the folklore era for the Met Gala. So it's an extra bummer that Taylor wasn't able to attend. And I was talking to my mom this morning and I kind of thought, wow, what a missed opportunity for her to kind of market that ahead of time and tell people like, yeah, I was inspired by the folklore era, amongst other things for this year's Met Gala theme. But I think in all reality, she probably strategically didn't say that, even if that was her real inspiration. She probably strategically didn't say it because she would have lost some people. Cough, cough, the Kardashians, which are a big photo op moment every year for the Met Gala, draw a lot of attention, whether you like them or not, amongst other people who may have protested against Taylor because people suck. Speaking of people who suck, I have a funny story for you guys. I don't like to say people suck. That's mean. So I won't say that. But like I said, I was just in Mexico and I feel like I have sort of created this problem for myself unintentionally, where everywhere I go, in any group setting, I am like the Taylor Swift girl, which is great. I love Taylor, but I also sometimes don't want to talk about Taylor in group settings because you never know who you're safe with, right? Like some people really feel the need or the urge, and I know a lot of you guys have bonded with me about this over Instagram DMs or the comments or whatever. Every time Taylor Swift is brought up in a group setting, I don't care if it's 5 people, 2 people, 10 people. I mean, it's truly jarring how opinionated people really get. Who's afraid of little me? I was just sitting there enjoying my dinner, not talking about anything, literally just sitting there. And someone brought up Taylor Swift and asked me my opinion. And obviously I have a lot of opinions, but it's time and place. Like I'm not going to interject my deepest, darkest clowning theories and thoughts with a group of people that I really don't know or I'm not that close with. So I was like, yeah, I love it. It's an amazing album. I love it. It's great. Torture post woo. And it just opened up Pandora's box for everybody to be like, blah, 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 blah. Here's my thoughts. Here's why I don't like her. She sucks. Swifties are crazy. And I'm like, oh, dear God, here we go. And again, I just sat there because I just wasn't in the mood. I was there for a wedding, whatever it is, what it is. But after everybody kept talking and talking and talking about Taylor Swift, I get so defensive, and not defensive of people don't have to like her. I've never thought that we all exist to be different on this planet. And if you don't like the things I like, totally fine. Don't care. Like I will find people who are like-minded and be friends with them. That's fine. And I don't even need to be friends with, like I can be friends with anybody. We don't need to like the same things. That's never the point. But if you're open-minded, like let's talk about Taylor. And I think anybody who has such immense hatred towards someone they don't even know, or to a group of people who find joy in something, it's a reflection of you. But regardless, after listening to this banter for far too long, like it was literally 13 plus minutes of people just blibber blabbering about Taylor and their thoughts. And I would say like half good, half bad, but the bad was outweighing the good. A few people were like, well, she's for 12-year-olds. Her music is for 12-year-olds. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And I just don't know what came over me, but I blurted out and I was like, did you hear my covert narcissism described as altruism? Like some kind of congressman is music for 12-year-olds? And nobody knew what I was saying, and I probably looked crazy, but I was proud of myself, and I knew you guys would be proud of me too because I couldn't hold back, and I don't know what came over me in my late night state. But I just feel like those lyrics, and I know I have some 12-year-olds listening to this. Shout out to you guys because I have a feeling you're going to be scoring very high on your English exams and will do great on everything you do in life. Because I'm like, we are over here like literary prophets, reading through lyrics and deciphering and honestly just interacting with humans. And I think that's what being a Taylor Swift fan is all about. It's like the community aspect and the camaraderie that comes along with it. That is so much more than the music. And I'm like, anybody who pigeonholes us into being 12-year-olds, I'm like, please, I caution you to join one of my upcoming clown calls because you'll see there are people who are 50 plus and there are people who are literally under the age of 10. So name another thing in today's world and society that brings those sort of groups together. Couldn't be me. Anywho, let's transition. I will be chuckling about that forever. I know you guys would appreciate. Let's talk about Paris. I don't have too many predictions for you guys. And I had asked over on my Instagram broadcast channel, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? And it kind of seems like we're all on the same page of like the same couple of things, but here's what I gathered. So the dates are running from Thursday, May 9th through Sunday, May 12th. We know this. Great. TTBD being added back in is definitely the most highly anticipated portion of that. Again, we know it. That's great. I'm going to be posting the times that you can tune into the live streams and the live stream links, et cetera, over on my Swifty School Instagram, which is Swifty School Podcast. Please make sure to check that out. I will also perhaps maybe share them over my Patreon if you end up joining there. But from my understanding, what I have in my calendar currently is we've got 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the start time of the Eras Tour in Paris and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are overseas, your calculation will probably be a little bit easier. You'll obviously be a lot closer in time zone, but it is going to be a nice late morning start for us, early afternoon, which is refreshing compared to some of the shows we had to endure during the earlier leg of the international shows. We have the return of Paramore, which is exciting. I saw them opening night of the Eras Tour, which was awesome. Hayley Williams is great. Her and Taylor have great history, so I'm sure she'll dive into that as well, the same way she did for opening night of the tour. And then I think the most obvious prediction that we're all agreeing on is Paris. The song Paris will be a surprise song, probably for her guitar portion of the surprise song set, assuming the surprise song set continues. I'm so in love that I might stop breathing, drew a map on your bedroom ceiling. I mean, come on. We baguette. Like, we need it, right? Like, we need it. But the other song that Taylor has not played from the Midnight's era. So we've got Paris and we've got Glitch. Glitch is where things could get unhinged. Things could get wild. I just got chills. Like, if she plays Paris on the guitar, it's cute, fun. We love Paris. Yay. And then she gets on piano and she's like, I think there's been a glitch. And the lights go black. Oh, can you imagine? And then on the screen is like, reputation, reputation, or reputation, like the beginning of the rep tour. Could you even? I'm honestly not really even clowning for rep. And I know someone's going to be like, we just got TS11. Shush. Okay. Let me have my moment. And that's coming from someone who's like, rep's not even my album. But I just think the level of iconicness that will be the rep drop will be iconic. Now, the other thing that we were kind of speculating is perhaps a new music video. And maybe that would be a more realistic guess for the glitch. So my guess is Florida, maybe But Daddy, I Love Him. Like, it's really tricky. I think my top choice, those are my guesses, but my top choice would be Down Bad. I just don't really know. I can't picture what the music video would be. Like, her at the gym would be kind of hilarious. Kind of like that music video where she's on the treadmill. Someone said maybe a new Lover bodysuit would be cool, and they had said white or gray. But then it brought me back to that really fun rainbow bodysuit that was seen being made by the Oscar de la Renta team. That was like kind of rainbow with purple fluff. And we know that she's been wearing a lot of lilac and purple and lavender recently. So I was like, ooh, maybe that would be for the beginning of the Lover set to switch things up. And my thought for that is because Lavender Haze, not the song, but the term, was coined, I believe, in like, it was the 1950s, I believe. And when you said lavender haze, it meant you were kind of in this love cloud, like you were engulfed with love. Kind of like when people say you have rose-colored glasses on, like you're so in love, you can't really see anything, you're in this lavender haze. And because she's back in love again with Travis, I'm like, maybe we would see an introduction of like some lilac into her outfit for the bodysuit or for whatever she ends up wearing for Lover. I like that idea. The other most notable thing that's interesting is I do not think we will be getting Long Live. I am 99.9% positive Long Live will not be included. And I think that is because, I know that is because the Koi Fish guitar is back in the Taylor Swift Museum in Nashville. It is back in the museum, number one. And number two, I don't think she would play that because I think she would be reserving that time to add in Tortured Poets. Capiche? Capiche. Okay. Let's switch gears yet again and talk about the Swiftie submissions for this week because we have some good ones. Now, Pernille, hope I'm saying your name right, said, do you have some ideas for outfits as we head back into the Return of the Eras tour? Absolutely, I do. And these are some of the first ones that I had ready off the top of my head for you. So I thought it'd be really cute if you are going with someone to the Eras tour or alone. You could do either of these. We've seen the key lime green dog because of Last Great American Dynasty, but what if you and a friend, or maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, mom, dad, whatever, one person was a black dog. You could do the little black nose, little black ears, cute, little tail, and then the other person was a key lime green dog. I think that would be really cute, especially if you're a dog person. A more simple look, especially if you were attending with a husband, boyfriend, someone who's like not super into the costumes, but just wants something easy but Taylor adjacent. I think New Heights merch would be really cute, like that green hat that Taylor wore to Coachella. I believe Travis said it was restocked. So New Heights t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, hat, or of course a Travis or Chiefs jersey, t-shirt, etc. Less obvious one, or maybe it's obvious, but it's fun out there. If you were a daring person, you could dress as an albatross bird. You could do like big white wings or like feathers on like your arms, some sort of white feathery outfit, and then like a wing or a beak would be hilarious. I mean, I love funny outfits on other people. I don't know if I have the nerve to wear it, but I think that could be really funny. You could also be a seagull. If you're an albatross bird, you could probably qualify as a seagull as well. I was proud of myself for this next one. I think it'd be cute, especially if you are a girl-boy duo. One person could be the London boy, and the other could be Miss Americana. That could be simple to execute as well. Like you just need a sash or a crown. London boy could be like holding a little UK flag or have some sort of UK situation, or you could literally just wear like a white t-shirt and put London boy on it. Easy breezy. Circling back to my friendship bracelet costume, I wore this for Halloween. I made it out of ball pit balls, like those ball pits that you jump in as a kid. I made like a massive friendship bracelet costume. You could wear that. It might be a little tricky for traveling to travel with that, but you could do it. You could totally do it. I have the items for that on my Amazon storefront. If someone sends me a message or if you want the link to that, let me know and I could repost it on stories. Okay, this one I was super proud of. If you are pregnant and you are attending the Eras tour, especially with your significant other, you could have a shirt, like you're pregnant, your stomach is a part of the costume, and then you have a little shirt that says, I'm having his baby. Wouldn't that be cute? Like, I'm having his baby. And then he could have a shirt that says like, no, I'm not, or whatever. Thought that would be cute, fun, especially if you want to incorporate your cutie little belly into the costume. Other ones off the top of my head, maybe a typewriter-inspired outfit. I don't know how that would be executed. A clown costume. Just be a clown. Wear a little nose, wear a little rainbow hat, and a rainbow wig, and there you go. Maybe a Stevie Nicks outfit, especially if maybe you have a parent or a mom who's like into Stevie Nicks or wanted to do something a little bit more elusive, use items from your closet. One of my two favorite costumes I've ever seen was the refrigerator costume. Someone literally just like go on Amazon and look up like a refrigerator outfit, kind of like those banana or hot dog costumes you can get at Target. Someone literally purchased like a refrigerator one and then made flaps. And their friend, they did like a video of them just standing there with their like refrigerator. And then their friend was like dancing around them. And then they were dancing around in the refrigerator light. It was really cute, really creative, and really funny. And then the one that I know we've all seen, but I still love it, is the crumpled up piece of paper lying on the ground. Like they literally took a massive piece of poster board, crumpled it up, wrote all the All Too Well lyrics on it, like had it kind of like glued to their body somehow. I don't know. They were just like a giant piece of paper was their costume. And then they just kept laying on the ground, which was hilarious and cracked me up. Okay, the next one is from Lucy. Lucy said, OMG. So, you know, when you're listening to a song on Spotify and you can look at the album cover or the artist and they put a clip of the video on it. Well, for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, there's a few clips of the Eras tour. Is she going to add it? Great call out, Lucy. I know that we noticed this with the lyric videos over on YouTube. I think this is absolutely a possibility, hinting towards it being added. I think if any song is absolutely going to be added, it is that one, especially for the crowd chanting more. lyric, I think that's just, it just makes sense. Okay? I don't make the rules. Now, Jess sent in one, and I think I haven't heard anybody talk about this, and I haven't even noticed it myself, so I'm going to have to reference back to it. But Jess said, so in the Fortnite music video, at one point, if you zoom into her eyes, her left eye has a 13 in it, and her right eye has a 3. Are we getting Rep TV in 131 days? Well, okay. I have not even thought about this or calculated it. Someone needs to do the math. What is 131 days from the day the Fortnite music video came out? Fortnite music video came out on that Friday, right? 131 days, 3, 6, 9, 12, 4 or 5 months after it. We need to do the math. TBD on this one because I feel like my brain is not in the right place to be doing math calculations at the moment. But what I do have the brain space for is some Patreon shout outs. And I see, as I've been doing this podcast, a few more people came in, which is epic and exciting. So I want to welcome some of our newest members to the Patreon. We've got people from all sorts of tiers. I have 4 tiers, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode: sophomore, junior, senior, and our newest tier, which is sorority. So let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to some of those new members. We've got Caitlin Z, Hannah Becker, Maddie, Allie, A-L-L-I, Allie, hello, Alexandra Taylor, Catacorn Swifty 13, super cute name. Hey Cheyenne, we've got Cheyenne R, Alexandra D, Sniles, Marie Silver, Maddie W, welcome, Shelby Bailey, Amanda, Ann A, Ellen, Stephanie M, Emma C. Someone just put not sugary. Hey girl, what's up? Or guy, whoever you are, not sugary, we love it. We've got Carrie, Madison, Amethyst, Hannah, Brianna R, Django Fett Gaming, hi, what's up? Kendra Ford, Jules Forstman, welcome. Jessica, Lucy, Prince of Wales. Okay, I love these creative names, you guys. Michelle G, Ella K, Eleanor F, and Mary Ellen. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am so jazzed to have you here. Please consider joining the Patreon if you are interested in clowning or continuing to support the podcast. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I do this for free, for fun, and I put a lot of time into it. So I would really, really, really appreciate if you guys join me there. I did not even notice I have Tortellini joining me if you're watching over on YouTube. I put all the episodes on YouTube. You could see my cute little background and my face if that is of interest to you. But Tortellini is over my shoulder and I'm just so excited. We have so many things to look forward to. It's going to be a great rest of the month. Thank you guys as always for joining. Make sure to share this episode with a friend. Don't forget to rate and review and follow me on socials. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. I know all too well how busy life can be, and I am so grateful that you chose to stay.